Moe Bucks told you. Way back when the world was sleeping on her. Before the national records. Before the YouTube highlight, reels, and the magazine covers. Melissa Jefferson wasn't just another name in track and field. She was a prophecy. A living example of what happens when unshakable belief meets relentless discipline. While most people were glued to the usual suspects, Moe Bucks was pointing you to the hidden gem from coastal Carolina, who would go on to redefine American sprinting. You just didn't listen. Now you have no choice. A crown earned, not given. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden made history in Eugene, Oregon at the 2025 USA Track and Field Outdoor Championships. Not only did she win the women's 100-meter final, she ran it in 10.65 seconds, the fastest time in the world. This year, and a tie for the 5th fastest time in history. This wasn't wind-assisted. This wasn't a fluke. It was raw, explosive power, backed by discipline, focus, and an elite-level work ethic. She didn't stop there. She came back to claim the 200-meter title in a blazing 21.8 for seconds, completing a rare double that hadn't been seen in over 2 decades. For the record, the last woman to win both the 100 meters and 200 meters at the U.S. Nationals was Gail Devers back in 2003. That puts Jefferson-Wooden in legendary company. But here's the truth. She's not chasing anyone's legacy. She's building her own.
Coastal Carolina to world class. The journey they didn't see coming. Born and raised in Georgetown County, South Carolina, Melissa Jefferson wasn't the product of a high-profile prep school or an elite track club. She grew up in the small Dunbar community, attended Carvers Bay High School, and came up the hard way through Coastal Carolina University, a mid-major athletic program not traditionally known for producing world-class sprinters. But Melissa Jefferson changed all of that. In 2022, she shocked the NCAA world by winning the 60-meter indoor title in 7.09 seconds, setting a school and Sun Belt Conference record. That wasn't just a medal, it was a statement. That same year, she captured the 100-meter USA national title with a wind-aided 10.69 and followed it with a gold medal in the 4x100-meter relay at the World Athletics Championships. Yet even then, the mainstream didn't crown her. Maybe it was because she wasn't loud or flashy. Maybe it was because she didn't come from a big-name school or a nationally ranked high school program. But while the world speculated, Melissa trained. While others were trending, she was transforming. By 2024, she was quietly becoming the most consistent and dangerous sprinter in the United States. The 2025 breakout that shocked no one who knew. This season was different, not because she changed, but because the world finally caught up to her speed. Melissa opened 2025 with dominance, running multiple 100-meter races under 10.88 seconds. From Grand Slam track events in Miami and Philadelphia to the Prefontaine Classic, she didn't just win, she overwhelmed the competition. Her 10.73 and 10.75 performances were previews of something greater. By the time she stepped into the blocks at Hayward Field for the USA National Final, it wasn't about whether she would win, it was about how fast she would go. And then she dropped the 10.65. Perfect start, fluid transition, explosive top end, no stutter, no wasted steps, no second chances needed. She ran through the line like she had been waiting her whole life for that moment. The crowd gasped. The field tried to keep pace, but by 60 meters, the race was done. In that moment, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden wasn't just a national champion. She was undeniable.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, a little bit. We still got the 200 to go, but today is a great start to me rewarding myself.
How's it feel to have 10.65 as in your PB with legal now?
Amazing. I've been dreaming of days like this, and it's finally starting to come true. Right now, the sky's the limit. We're just going to keep working towards bigger and better things. And now that we've made the team in the 100, it's just, going back, looking at the race and seeing how we can be better, how we can get faster. And, I'm excited.
You look at the rest of the field, got some veterans like English Gardner. There's a concession stand named for her here at the stadium. She was a two-time NCAA champion, fellow Duck Jenna Prandini in 8. And how about Jaisa Shears in 5?
I think that's my spoiler in this race for the women. 10.77 personal best last year, but she missed the trials due to injury. There she is.
Nike women's 100-meter final.
Set.
Tied for 5th all time in women's 100 meters. What does that mean to you?
It's surreal. It actually doesn't sound real. Like, you look at all these races, you look at all these amazing women who have accomplished those things so far, and to think of it as like me being a part of that list now is actually kind of crazy. But I'm grateful for it. You know, I worked my butt off for it, so you know I shouldn't be too surprised. But it's still like, wow.
Who's gonna help your 200?
You know, it's just a really good indicator that I'm in shape, that I'm ready to go, that I'm ready to run rounds. Even though this will be my first time running 2 200s in one day, God be with me, please. But, you know, other than that, like, we've been doing it all year. Even with, you know, the Grand Slam meets, I've been able to go out there and run a really good 100 and then follow it up with a 200 or vice versa. So, you know, now it's just about getting through 2 more rounds and trying to make the team again.
How's the feeling different compared to when you won this the first time in 22?
You know, when I won in 22, I felt like I was just riding on a high of, you know, me breaking out, you know, people coming up on people's radar, like, who is this girl? Like, who is Melissa Jefferson? And I feel like this time around, you know, I've grown so much in these past 3 years. I've learned a lot. I've made changes. I've made sacrifices. And, you know, being the U.S. champion today, even though I still hold 2022 really near and dear to my heart, being in this moment right now just makes me happy, you know, that I didn't lose sight of what I always wanted to become. I didn't give up just because, you know, I ran a fast time and then I didn't run a fast time, and then it was like, you know, starting back over from square one. I kept showing up for myself, and just to come out here and perform the way that I know I can, to execute my race the way I know I can, it just means everything.
Melissa Jefferson-Wooden is no doubt going to use that 10.65 100-meter speed to get away from the rest of the field. So far she's done that, but Brittany Brown not too far behind.
Jefferson-Wooden ahead of the field. The Navy Battle had a nice run, but now she's losing ground. Gabby Thomas trying to get in the mix, but she will not. And Melissa Jefferson-Wooden takes the sweep with a new lifetime best, 21.84.
You made changes. I mean, you obviously won a medal in Paris last year. What are the changes between then and now that have you feeling the way you're feeling?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing, the biggest difference between last year and this year for me is that I'm healthy. You know, I had a full healthy fall, whereas in 2024, making the team, I missed about 2.5 months of training. I came into the season with a lingering issue from the previous year, and so it was just, you know, trying to work through that and also adapting to the new coaching change. And it worked out well, you know, coming to Paris and medaling individually I was very happy for my bronze medal just because it felt like a gold medal in my eyes, dealing with all I had to do. But then it was also like, you know, being content with that year, closing the chapter on it, and looking at this year as it's a brand new year, it's a brand new Melissa. Like, let's see what a healthy Melissa can do. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Melissa, I'm from Japanese TV station.
Hi.
Can you tell me what the World Championship means to you?
It means a lot. No, but really, honestly and truthfully, you know, this is our sport. You know, this is what we work towards. You know, we don't just run every 4 years. We have, you know, the World Championships to look forward to. And this year, being a world champion is definitely on my radar. It's been there, not just because I've started to run fast times now. It's always been there. It's just been a matter of me, you know, putting the pieces together, listening to my coach, and executing my races the way I know I can. And so, you know, now it's just about, like, the hard part's over of making the team, and so now it's just about going out there and focusing in on who I need to be, which is Melissa at the end of the day, and focus on me and my lane and do what I'm supposed to do.
How do you describe your style of running so that the people in Japan can look for your running style?
I don't know. Like, you know, well, I guess you could say you can expect me to pop out the blocks in a sense, or, you know, just basically when you see me run, my hope is that you see a very well executed race, you know, from start to finish. Not, you know, she could have had a better start, but she finished really well, or she had a really good start, but could have finished better, you know, something like that. So yeah, I guess I would say, you know, looking forward to a very well executed race.
One more.
Do you have a view of how good you can be?
Say it again?
Do you have a view or perspective of how good you can be?
Yes, I want to be the greatest to ever do it.
We'll end it with that. Awesome.